Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Avian Specialty Inc.'s Facebook Live events. Today, we're back with Oscar Renteria, our product manager for Zodiac Inc.'s. Today, we're going to talk about Taurus. So, Oscar, what is Zodiac Taurus, and who should be using it?
Hi Ray, hi people. Yes, Taurus is our proposal of non-PVC plastisols. So, who should use it? What we recommend is any printers that want to print or need to print non-PVC for their customers. So, it's the quickest way to print non-PVC.
So, what's the advantage of using Zodiac Taurus?
Well, there are many advantages. One of them, and the most important, is that it doesn't contain PVC nor phthalates. You can use with our mixing system software, the IMS, so you can match more than 1,000 colors there. And it passes all the major brands requirements.
Yes, and it's so if you're used to using plastisol and you just need that non-PVC requirement, it's a little bit easier transition using it like a plastisol, like an athletic plastisol ink where you're flashing every color, but you're able to maintain that non-PVC status.
Right.
So let's talk about what inks are in the Zodiac Taurus portfolio.
Yes. And this portfolio is very compact. You can show the presentation. And it's component for whites. We have one mixing white, the cotton white. We have a high opacity white. We also have a low bleed white for when it's required to printing on blends or poly fabrics. We also have different bases, mixing bases. We have two barriers for dye bleed migration. We have an stress base, a low crop base, and a primer clear. We have our 14 ready for use mixing colors. And in the formulation, we require a cotton white for mixing. In the specialties, we have metallics, gold and silver. We have a high density and sweaty finish, and we have a specialty base when the printers can mix powders and flakes and glitters. As the other brands, we have the standard additives as the viscosity reducer, thickener, and matte additive.
So basically, this is a full portfolio. We have whites, obviously, low bleed whites, like a lot like general purpose. They'll go on blends and 50/50 and some polys. Obviously, if you have a very strong athletic polyester garment that you need to cover and make sure it doesn't bleed, you can use the barrier black or gray underneath the white, the LB white, and then colors on top. Like I said earlier, this ink is a little bit more like an athletic ink in a way. If you're used to plastisol ink, you do want to flash between colors. So you want to, plan accordingly and use the mesh light. The colors are fantastic. The colors are nice and strong. I think people will find that they'll get good opacity, especially if they're going under, they're going over a barrier and then a single white. The colors will cover on top of that white. It looks fantastic. And obviously, from time to time, you want to use some thickener or some matte additive to change the surface of the garment, surface of the ink itself. And sometimes, the reducer helps out with direct to garment and things like that, where you want to get a little bit nicer feel on the garment.
So we prepare some prints with Zodiac Taurus that we will show in the next trade shows. Okay, So the first one is beyond plastisol. And as you can notice, the parameters are standard. For instance, the curing parameters are 320 at 60 seconds. In this case, we are printing over 100% of poly. So we will require a barrier black, then one layer of lovely white, the ready for use mixing system colors, and finally metallic silver.
Fantastic. Now, is the silver, if the silver's over the white, and it gives a nice, flat, shiny look, it should look really nice. And the bleed,
Yes.
obviously, the bleed resistance of the LB white and the berry black will make sure that the white remains white in the future.
Yes, sure.
I noticed
Next.
we printed 2 strokes on and flash between each print. Let's make sure everybody's
Yes.
that. Yes. Okay, next.
So in this design, the parameters are similar. The curing, you can notice, is an standard plastisol curing parameters, for instance, 320 at 60 seconds. And here we also bring over 100% of poly. So we require barrier black, the lovely white, the mixing systems, and then a layer of white just for the detail or the highlights of the design.
Again, we did 2 strokes, flash between each print, but if you notice that the meshes are pretty common in screen printing for plastisol, so it's not really out of the realm of what a lot of plastisol printers are doing now. If you notice, we did the LB white at 200T, and it's done twice to give it that smooth look. And also, you're not putting as much ink down. You're actually creating a nice finish, thin finish that you're not, it's just like regular plastisol. It's going to pile on. If you put too much ink down, it's going to be a little thick. This will give a nice, even finish with a nice drape to it.
Yes, you're right. And finally, in this printing, we continue with the same parameters over 100% of polyester black, and we will require very black, lovely white, the ready for you mixing colors, and a lovely white as a highlight white. So yes, our printers will notice that this is parameters are very similar to the standard plastisol parameters. So the transition to non-PVC inks will be minimal and very easy to do.
So this printing is a lot like regular plastisol printing, with the exception that it's very, very little. You don't want to do any kind of wet-on-wet printing unless you're able to split a screen top and bottom. You don't want to step on top of this ink. It's just not made for that. But this is specifically made to meet brands' requirements, and some big box stores also are asking for a non-PVC solution on their garments. So they advertise it. They want people to know that they're not using PVC. So if someone looks at this and they're saying, okay, well, I know I can print plastisol ink. I do have room on the machine to flash between colors, just like I would an athletic print. And then you need a design around it. But you don't want to be creating some simulated process printing on top of white ink with non-PVC plastisol. Another point I want to make is that, we showed this on polyester. You can print this on cotton. You can print this like regular plastisol. Obviously, you would get rid of the bleed blocking. You can use the cotton white, or if it's an easy 50-50 or mostly cotton blend, you can use regular LB white and then colors on top, and you'll end up with a fabric or a feel of regular plastisol on your on your shirt. You can go to higher meshes, make it a little nicer, and so on. So I really think this is a great solution for people looking to go non-PVC that don't really want to change everything in their shop, and they want to create a plastisol-like print. And this ink is new, so we are launching soon. So Oscar, tell us about the launch.
Yes, we are very excited to inform that we will launch this Taurus brand this Friday 28th. So I invite all the customers to ask to the Zodiac distributors more information about this new technology.
Perfect. Everybody hear that? Call your distributors. Give this a try. You'll be able to, I think you'll be very happy with the results, and being able to print non-PVC and offer that to your customers is a great advantage, especially to eco-conscious customers. Just another way to service their needs. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about Taurus. We are excited to launch it. Any parting words?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And we'll be back at the end of the week with another Facebook Live. So watch for this launch. Thanks.